Welcome. Thank you so much for agreeing to have a conversation with me today about your experience of the SCAR therapy program and of SCAR therapy. So, I'm just going to ask you to introduce yourself. So, over to you.
Yep, sure thing. My name's Kayleen Chatfield Jones. I'm a myotherapist and have been for approximately 15 years. I've also, in that time, had 3 clinics in Melbourne, and I've been a myotherapy lecturer for 5 years, teaching across the myotherapy platform, as well as a remedial massage platform. One of my specialty classes was manual lymphatic drainage, which I wrote the course for. And I've now relocated to Northeast Victoria, up in the high country, and have started a business here, which is going really nicely, in a cute little bushman's hut type scenario. So very rustic, and everybody loves coming here, and I'm getting people traveling from all over, including up from Melbourne, which is 3 hours away, to still come and see me. Most of my clients are probably traveling an hour to see me, so it's a fair commitment from them. My techniques obviously vary across the myotherapy platform: dry needling, muscle energy technique, deep tissues sort of work. I have the call for manual lymphatic drainage from time to time, but it's not in my everyday repertoire. And I'm really enjoying putting the gentle scar therapy into practice alongside of craniosacral work, which I've done previously. And unfortunately, at the time I did my craniosacral training, my father passed away. So I sort of hadn't really used it. I think there was a little bit of a block going on there. And so the gentle scar therapy has opened up that whole world again, and more of the energy type work, and which means that I'm getting fabulous results for what I'm doing for gentle scar therapy. A lot of the time I'm still incorporating it into my myo treatments. I am starting to do a few standalone scar therapy treatments as well. And I'm trying to integrate my business into a women's health platform in the closest town to us, which is Wangaratta, with a group of other like-minded women, from physios to MCELA chairs, and looking at incontinence in women in particular, and pelvic floor health. So that's sort of the direction that I'm going in. And for the most part, it's going really, really well. There's some highs and lows, and there's some stumbling blocks, and figuring out how far to go with each treatment has probably been my biggest barrier. But the results and how I'm going with it all, and how the practice is going is fabulous. I'm really happy with the direction.
Fantastic. There's a huge amount of information.
Yeah, no, sorry.
I'm going to pull it apart a little bit. So I love that you already had experience in this area of working with scars. Do you want to kind of explain a little bit about that background and how the gentle scars has, come with that? I love that it's opened up your cranial work as well, your craniosacral work. I love that. So perhaps can we talk to that for the moment, and we might circle back to everything else. Okay.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Okay, so where I worked with manual lymphatic drainage and scar work was probably a little deeper than what we do with gentle scar therapy. And I'm amazed with the results by this treatment. So soft, so easy on my hands, on my body, so nice for the clients, but the results are incredible. And the feedback from people who, are expecting something a little deeper and a little harder, has been so positive. And just feeling that the tissue under my fingers, because it is so much lighter, like it's so much deeper. It's just, I can feel everything moving, because I then, make myself, sometimes I have to remind myself to back off a little. But for the most part, I've really adapted to it. I'm loving how the treatments work, and feeling, letting my hands do the work and what needs to be done next, and using all the different techniques that you've taught me, and how you put that together, and how the body tells you what it needs. So I'm just loving how that's just all sort of working together. And there's no deep breakup of tissue. There's nothing aggressive about this technique at all. And often less is more. So the less pressure, the better results. And it blows my mind every time that, you do sort of 5 minutes and you go, oh, wow, look at this result. And then you get the client to have a feel of before and after, and they can't believe it either. So yeah, it's, years of different techniques of trying to do some scar work. And then all of a sudden it all just sort of comes together with this, and it's just so much nicer.
Amazing. So when we're talking deeper, we're talking pressure, the depth of pressure.
Deeper, what I did in the past was probably deeper work and right on the scar. So a lot of it was one of the techniques that I was taught, and that I actually taught, was actually putting your finger onto the scar and then turning your finger clockwise in over the scar and getting the scar itself, the visual, what you see, getting that to sort of, I guess, break down and free up.
Yeah, like actual manipulation of the scar.
The scar itself, without really addressing all the tissues underneath it. So what I love now is that I can feel that fibrotic tissue starting to release, and I can feel the different layers start to glide and move, and by the end you just get this really nice soft mass of tissue.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Thank you for pulling that apart even more detail for me. It's really cool. I too were taught exact same and definitely used it, and that's what we knew.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what we knew.
That's what we knew.
Yeah. And now we've been exposed to this super light, almost incredible.
Yeah.
It's almost unbelievable what we can do with our hands to achieve results that we're getting. It's
yeah, absolutely
exciting. Okay, so I love that. What I would say is, do you think a little bit differently about scars and scar therapy since doing the program?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's I can see it as a complete treatment.
Right.
Unfortunately, the demographics of where I am means that I usually have to combine it, which is fine. I can. And then as I'm treating people, then I'm introducing them to this technique and this program, and then saying, well, let me do some and show you, and then I get them back again with a standalone treatment just for their scars. So it's just getting that information out there, and letting people know what's available, and particularly we need to let other health professionals know. And in my area, that's your obstetricians, your gynecologists, those type of people, like letting them know, for me, this is what I can do for your clients. So hence why I'm keen to go into a women's clinic and help them, because they don't know what's there.
They do, that's the thing. They just don't know.
They don't know exactly what's out there. With a lot of things for women, actually, I'm just finding on my own journey. Somebody will mention something, and then you'll go to the GP and go, well, what about this? Oh yeah, how come that hasn't been tried on you? And you go, well, hang on, you're the professional here. Can you tell me what I should be having? So it's kind of the same thing. This is just another modality, and the long line of what women can be exposed to and what's available to them if they know about it.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to come back to the program and just ask you, why did you choose this training? Why did you choose this program?
Well, I chose it initially because I was drawn to you at the conference, and after speaking with you outside, and actually when you were on stage, I probably put you under the pressure a little.
You were a bit naughty, weren't you?
I was a little naughty because I just wanted to see a little bit of what is it that you do that I don't do. How is this a program? How have you made this into a treatment? Because I do something kind of what I thought was similar. And I get results. Well, where are you going with this? And you're saying, oh, it's a whole lot lighter and it's a whole lot this. I'm like, yeah, but how? And so then you piqued my interest, and then I just thought I'd try and choose something different each year to study, and I had to put this one off for a little while I life got in the way, and when that next intake was there, I thought, no, I'm going to do this one, so see what it's all about, and here I am.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. And for you personally, what did you like about it? Like, what were the best bits?
I like the meeting every Monday morning.
Yeah.
I like the camaraderie with the other students. And it probably the only thing we'll be going on to disappointments later on.
Oh no, you can talk
probably
about
like to stay in touch with more
things
of
you
those
didn't
people.
like. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I still like, there was nothing I didn't like, but I would have liked more contact, or I guess follow up with those other students to see how they're going. I feel like we've done the course and then we've all just sort of melted away into our own little world and doing our own little thing. So I like that networking, because I am quite remote where I live.
Yeah.
And so it was these are my only forms of networking, unless I go into town and into a clinic. Otherwise I work alone.
Yeah.
So for that side of things, I probably would like a little bit more networking and keeping in touch with those other students, and seeing where they've taken their studies and how they've integrated it into their system. But the program was great. It was easy to follow. I like doing the modules. I actually did a lot of them in the car as a passenger, going on long journeys. It's like, oh, I've got Zoom tomorrow, I better get this one done. And I have every intention of going back and looking at them all again, which I haven't done, but they're there. I know that they're there if I need to.
Yeah, they're there if you need them.
Yeah. And everything that you demonstrated, I've actually done in my own practice. So I've worked on women that have had double mastectomies. I've worked on open heart surgery clients. In fact, I think I did one before your module came up. So, and now I look at his scar and go, gee, that's a great scar. Aren't you so lucky to have me to have made this scar so beautiful?
And what's the response to that?
Oh, he's wrapped, because it was a really ugly red scar, and now you can hardly tell that it's there.
Wow.
It's almost gone. Yeah.
Wow.
So every now and again, this is a client I see every fortnight, and every now and again I just do a little bit more. I go, all right, there's another little part of your scar that's just a little bit adhesive. I'm just going to unlock that bit. And it's beautiful. It's all moves and integrated. It's great.
So good, so good, so good.
Yeah.
I love that as well, because the whole point of what I put together was so that it doesn't matter what your niche is, you are equipped to deal with any type of client that comes in, any type of scar that comes in into your vicinity, that you can feel confident and prepared and safe in what you're doing. So I really love to hear. I know your heart is in women's health, but also, I've done this and I've done that. So that's really cool.
And I've even though we talked about keloid scars not responding so well, I've actually had some really good results. So I know. So I'm like, and then really cautiously, because I remember that, well, you could make it worse. And I'm like,
I know, right?
I go there or don't I go there? But no, I'm a little bit of a daredevil, so I tend to push a few little boundaries and see how I end up and how it goes. And
and I think it's fine as long as our clients are the ones making the informed decision, the informed choice. So all we can do is say, this is what might happen. This is what might happen.
Yeah.
How okay are you with either scenario? And that leave the actual choice to them, but we can give them the education and information so that they're equipped to say, actually, I would be okay in the worst case, or I would not be okay in the worst case. And we do discuss that in the course, critical thinking and all of that, client communications, and it covers a lot.
It does.
Let me think. What would you say your biggest takeaway from the course would be?
Probably being able to feel. You mean in a physical way with the techniques? Yep.
Yeah.
So being able to feel through that transverse holding pattern that we did. I
Yeah.
can't remember the name of it
Yeah.
now.
Transverse. Yeah.
Planing, that's it. Using that to feel what's going on in the body. And because of my craniosacral background and Emmett, and I've done so many
Oh,
things.
the gazillion years
I
of
know
experience. Yeah.
that it's sometimes almost a little overwhelming what I feel. I've had a couple of clients that it just feels like a monster rearing up out of their abdomen, and it can be quite terrifying.
Mm.
I'm okay with it, and I can grab it and throw it in the corner of the room. And my clients are like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Just getting rid of that out of your body for the moment. It's something's rearing its ugly head. I'm not sure what's going on with this, and this, and then we can start a discussion about their personal health and you know how clients don't always tell you everything that's going on in their body, and then they go, "Oh, by the way, I've had cancer." I'm like, "Oh, it just changes everything. Thank you very much for telling me now." Even though I did ask at the start, tell me what this history is, where have you gone with this, do you have any illnesses, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And I do all that face to face, and so that's been probably my biggest discovery, and what I've taken away is what I can feel with my hands.
Yeah.
And being able to bring that energy feel back in by being so light again, because
Yeah.
a lot of my other work has been quite sort of deep. I don't give my hands a chance to really think. So when my hands can think, then it affects my body. And that's what I love taking away, just working with energy, which is so different to how I normally work.
Oh, nice. I love that. Thinking hands. I call them listening hands, but thinking hands are even better, Kayleen. Like, wow. Amazing. 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 And so you were able to learn a practical technique online. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
This is often something therapists say, oh no, I just couldn't learn that online.
No, it was really easy. I prefer to be in a classroom. 100% I prefer to be in a classroom surrounded by people and have that networking and the banter and all the rest. But I felt like we got that anyway.
Yeah.
In our Monday morning classes. So that I really enjoyed. Without those classes, I don't think it would have been anywhere near as personable or as interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, and potentially you could even throw in a few more classes that are face to face, just to sort of get more people in and chatting, just generally chatting, about what they've learned and what they feel and how they're going.
It's nice ideas. Yeah, great. I was going to say we did have a case study which discusses our results, and everybody does one. How did you go with your case study?
Really good, actually. I such a long time ago. What did I do it on? I, I know what I wanted to do it on, and I don't think. I think I did it on a C-section release. Yeah.
C-section.
And what I would have loved to have done is actually shown a vaginal release as well, or to talk about more of a vaginal release, because I'm really enjoying the outcome for that as much as the abdominal work. But yeah, it was great to see what everybody else was doing and the feedback and so forth. It was probably would have liked a little more, and this is where Zoom doesn't quite give you the chance to really chat. There was a lot of comments that were typed, and a lot of supportive comments and feedback that way. Not as much chatting, which is hard to do on Zoom in a big group. Like people are cutting in and out, and it's hard to to pick up who's talking and all the rest. That's probably the only downside to being online compared to in a classroom for that sort of feedback.
Yeah. Yeah,
But then
it's
yeah.
fair. That's fair. Yeah, I'd say
Mm.
that's fair. As well, I guess the advantage of the Zooms, I think the advantage of the actual program is that it's 8 weeks long.
Yes.
So there is a higher chance of us connecting with each other, especially as we meet up each week. Yeah, for sure. I think that was, and yeah, we've got some things in the pipeline which, we can talk about after.
Okay. Of course you have.
So what would you say to someone who's considering doing this course?
I think every therapist should actually know about it. If not doing it themselves, they should be aware of what it can do. And if it's for everybody. It depends on what level you want to take it. You can just stick to a basic scar therapy, which is just working on top of the body, and you'll get great results. You can take this program sort of wherever you want to, and if you've done more of the craniosacral and the energy work, well, that becomes extremely powerful, sometimes almost too powerful, in the wrong hands, I think. But it's for anybody. Anybody can do this.
Yeah. No, that's great. That's wonderful.
Hmm.
Really good. Yeah, I love how adaptable it is as well. And I've gone at various different levels of obsession on it as well. So
Yeah.
across my time of working with scars. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
brilliant. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that's important for you to say that we've not covered today, Kayleen?
I think so. No, I think is that no, I think that's
Yeah,
all. I think
it's
I've answered
absolutely
all the
wonderful.
questions as to
Yeah,
yeah.
that's all my questions, all my nosy questions. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.